Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucklight here, and we're continuing Final Fantasy III, and I pulled myself out of that trench. It was pretty harrowing, as if had a lot of problems with that, but well, we now have the power to go underwater, as you can see, and we can visit a few more areas. You see this slight discoloration here that immediately sets enemies upon me. I do believe that everywhere underwater will give you fights, not just the tunnels, but I'm not 100% sure. Nevertheless, I don't think I'm going to be going underwater just traveling around only, you know, when I need to, so hopefully it'll be only through necessity and not through just kind of floating around. They do provide a decent experience, so maybe I'll come down here and level later. Now I'm here. This is Dorga's village. And we have a small area full of wizards who are going to sell me all the spells. Most of which I don't need, but it does provide level 7 spells. And some summons. Of course, they're gonna block me at every turn here with these NPCs. Alright, I think I have those already. And I know I bought those. Alright, here's the juicy stuff. Here's the stuff I don't have. So we can get Quake, and we'll buy Drain, and Cure 4, Heal, and Wall. Oh, I do have enough for everything. Break 2. I didn't think I had enough for everything. So I'll go ahead and equip all this. This was back before they started calling everything Kira and Kiraga and Kiraja. There we go. Full deck of spells except for level 8s, which we cannot get until we get the final set of job classes. You can pretty much... any spell you don't have yet, you can get here. So, pretty convenient. And that's all this place is. Nothing else. So we can move right on. After we face the denizens of the sea here. And once again, I only pretend to know where I'm going. I know I have to go to the Temple of Time, but where exactly is it? I'm not 100% sure. I know the general outline of the area at all times, but I never really know where exactly I'm supposed to go. I think it's on the continent with Salonia. So that's probably where we're gonna head. After we destroy all these guys. May have to dish out the magic soon. Or I could just level up some more. The only reason I don't keep on fighting classes until I get to bosses is because if you switch in front of the boss, you won't have any magic powers, so it's pretty much useless. So you kind of have to walk in with the magical classes. Alright, there's where we need to go. We're going to heal first. Yep, it was on the castle town of Salonia. Wrong side. So we'll go ahead and heal up. And again, I'm on the wrong side. Thought there was an M on this one. There we go. Take a good rest, and then we'll head to the Temple of Time, where we'll deliver the 3 spiritual stones and get the Master Sword. Not really. That is a completely different game. Maybe we'll be able to defeat Lavos after all. Here we go. This place isn't too bad if I remember correctly. So we're gonna go ahead and use our keys, since we have plenty. I could always go buy more if I need to. Magic chimeras. Also, again, I can't speak... Oh, ouch. I can't speak for Final Fantasy II. Mainly because I don't remember it as much as I should. I'm talking about the NES Final Fantasy II. Not the one we got here in the States in 1992 as... or 1991 as Final Fantasy II, which was really 4. But, I don't know if hit points reached the thousands in that game. But this may be the first game that happens. I know in the first game you don't. Hitting 200 or so hit points is, you know, good times. Diamond helmet. So we'll turn my 35 defense into 36 defense. Woo! +1. And actually, talking about Final Fantasy I, the reason why things seem so bare bones, like, not only because it's the first one, but because, you know, things like, you know, low hit points and the way the spells are, like you have so many level 1 spells, so many level 2 spells, so many level 3 spells, etc., is because Final Fantasy is built a lot off of the Dungeons and Dragons type of gameplay. Like, obviously it didn't have things like, you know, armor class or anything like that, rolling dice, but it based itself heavily off of Dungeons and Dragons. That's why you had your typical story of elves and dwarves and not, you know, chocobos and moogles. Diamond ring. And actually, it was censored in the American version, most likely because they were afraid of copyright, but there were enemies in the first game called Eyes. They just called them Eyes, and they were like these kind of skull heads with, like, you know, evil breath coming out of them. They were actually beholders in the first game, in the Japanese version, and they were afraid that they were going to be, you know, sued because beholders were very much a Dungeons and Dragons type of thing. So they changed them to the Eyes, which never really showed up again either. Neither the beholders nor the Eyes. We got things called Aramans now, which are close, but not fully. So, just a little bit of FF1 trivia there for you, as we traverse this dungeon. Things got more and more its own identity as the series rolled on. I mean, Moogles showed up, I think, in this game. I think this was the start of the Moogles. Chocobos showed up in the second game, the game before this one. There was only one on the planet. So, I wonder if they all died out eventually. But it was a very rare thing. They show up once, and the music, you know, it has the Chocobo music that we all know and love, but very basic. Like, it doesn't have that little, like, second part to it. It just kind of repeats itself, the first part over and over. I'm not gonna hum it for you, because I won't do it justice. Break your eardrums, but... you know, then nowadays you Final Fantasy has such its own identity that other things take from it. So... there's actually a surprising amount of things that come from Dungeons & Dragons, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. So, if it wasn't for those books, not the movies, the books, a lot of the games we play today, a lot of RPGs would not be the same. Or maybe not exist at all. Alright, so we got some armor. New diamond armor. Which you would think would be the strongest armor, because what breaks diamond? That was one thing I never understood in some of these RPGs, some of the Final Fantasies, how crystal armor would be better than dragon armor. Or, not dragon armor, or diamond armor. Diamond's the hardest metal that we know of. And then all of a sudden you get crystal armor, which is like... I don't know. Like, I understand crystals are very important in this universe, but it makes you wonder, do they mean like, you know, glass? Because I don't think you can get harder than diamond. Or it's one of those things where I should just kind of take a deep breath and not worry about it. Either one. So obviously this is a full treasure run. Trying to grab as much treasure as I can, because it's pretty decent stuff. Actually, the next cave we do is just a full-on treasure haul. And that's it. It doesn't have any bearing on the story, but it has some good stuff in there, and I want them. Because it'll make our lives a bit easier. And then the part after that is us going after a summon that we're not really going to use yet, but it'll be fun going after it. Because we're going to bring out an old tactic that we used before to face Odin. We're not going after Leviathan or Bahamut yet. Too tough. This place is providing decent experience, though. I'll give it that. Hey, I strike first for once in my life. I'll use it to fight Sea King, the Pokemon. Also, that Golem Staff is pretty useful. If I, for some reason, can't beat an enemy in 3 turns or so, it gets petrified. So it pretty much sets a win before it happens. I think petrifying. Which is funny, because I never remember using that in either the remake or the first time I played this back in yesteryear. Hey, levels up. I got an Orielkin because they couldn't fit it. And a better gauntlet. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna see if anybody else can equip it first. No. Diamond ring. No, guess not. It was worth a try, though. You never know. Alright, so now I'm decked out in a full suit of diamond armor. I can move on. Over to this side. And downstairs we go. After this. Alright, so we're pretty much done with the episode here, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fight these on my own. And on the next episode, we will continue on with the Temple of Time. I think we're almost to the end of it, so not much more to it. And then we'll be able to find the harp that will wake Une up. And she will guide us to finding the... I think he said the Great Airship. Which I really like the Great Airship, so... Yes, there's another airship. You get a total of 4 airships in this game. Not too shabby. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one, hopefully. Hope you come back. My name is Lucklight, thank you for watching. Have a good one.